Hey everyone and welcome to the club. Today I'll be showing you how to draw Ugandan knuckles. I'm going to be drawing this character facing towards the left. So let's get started at the top left side of our page with the nose. I'm going to start with a little oval. Starting from the top, I'm just going to work my way around and then back towards the top. I want to add a little highlight oval on the top left. Add a smaller oval. And we're going to fill the rest of the nose in black. Now from here I'm going to tuck the muzzle in behind the nose. So let's start at the top of the nose here. I'm going to curve up, and then I'm going to bring that down on the right side. Now let's go to the bottom and draw on the bottom part of the mouth. Starting directly at the bottom of this nose, we'll curve down. Now I'm going to pull that up and just kind of flatten it out at the end. At the end of the mouth, I'm just going to draw an angled line. Now from this point, I want to curve around the corner of the mouth for the cheek. Just going to go out. I'm just going to pull that back in. Let's move to the left side and draw on the left cheek. So we're going to start just underneath the nose. We'll curve out. I'm just going to pull that back in. Now let's connect these 2 points with the curve for the chin. Coming down and then back up. Now let's go in and tuck the eyes in behind the muzzle. Let's start on the left side here. We draw a circle. Starting just above the muzzle here. Curving around. And then tucking that in behind the cheek. Now let's move over and draw on the right eye. So it's basically the same size circle, starting from the top of the muzzle. We'll curve around. I'm going to pull that in behind the cheek. Now back on the left side, I'm going to draw a half circle for highlight. Starting from the top, we'll curve down and then back up. Now I'm going to tuck the pupil in behind the highlight. So at the bottom of the highlight, I'm going to curve down and then out. Let's color the pupil in black. Now on the right side, I'm going to draw a half circle for the pupil. Starting from the top on the right, we'll curve in. I'm just going to pull this just alongside the top of the cheek. Now I'm going to add the highlight just on the top here. So from the top corner of the pupil, we're just going to draw another smaller half circle. And then we'll color the bottom area in black. Okay, so now that we've drawn in the face, let's draw on the outside of the head. I'm going to get started on top of the left eye, curve the top of the head, and we're going to pull that back into the tip of the hair. So let's start up here, curve over. Now we're going to go around the side of the head. Now we're going to pull it back in towards the tip of the hair. From this point, I want to taper back up with a curve. Going up and then in. I'm going to do a slight overlap. So we step out, curve down, and then in. Now I'm going to tuck this in behind the bottom of the cheek. Now let's go to the left side and draw the hair curving in the opposite direction. We're going to start at the bottom of the eye, curve down, and then we're going to pull that in. Now I'm going to taper that back up, in behind the cheek, and we'll draw one more. From that same point, I'm going to curve down and in. Now I'm going to pull this back up, but just leaving a little space underneath the chin. Right about there. I want to curve underneath the chin over towards the right side. I'm going to tuck this in underneath the hair. Now from these 2 points, I'm going to connect it with another curve, coming down in the middle, and then back up. I'm going to fill that in black. Okay, so now let's go in and draw on the outside of the arms. We're going to start on the left side, just beside the head here. We're going to curve out and then down towards the wrist. We're going to go to the right side and do the same thing. Curving out and then down. Now from the ends of the arm, I want to overlap the cuff of the glove. So from the left side, I'm going to step out, curving in, and I'm just going to pull that down. Let's do the same thing on the right. Stepping out, curving in, and then down. Now from the end, I want to step back in and just taper the arm coming in behind the body. So it's going to come across and into right about there. We're going to do the same thing on the right. Stepping up, curving in towards the body. Now let's go back to the left side and finish off this hand. From these 2 points, I'm just going to angle in and down. right towards the wrist. Now in between here, I want to draw a little curve for a wrinkle. Just going across like that. From the inside of the cuff, I'm going to curve in and then back out. Now we're going to draw the first finger. We're going to come down and then just push it back out towards the first spike. Now let's draw the spike on top. From here, I'm going to curve down and in. Now from here, I'm going to taper around and then just hook it back in over the finger. Going out, and I'll just hook it back like that. Now in between here, I'm just going to draw a straight line going across. We're going to repeat that on this side. Hooking down. Now I'm going to taper back up and then hook it back. Now from the outside of this claw, I'm going to curve out and I'm going to pull this right in towards the edge of the cuff. Now I'm going to take that and flip it over on the right side. So let's start with these 2 points. I'm going to angle in. In between, I'm going to draw a little curve for the wrinkle. Now let's draw on the thumb first. So from this point, I'm going to curve in and then back out. We're going to do another curve coming down and then over towards the first spike. Now let's draw on that first spike. Curving down and in. Now from here, I'm going to taper out, up, and I'm just going to hook it back. Now on the side, I'm just going to draw a short line going across to the second claw. Curve back in, taper out, and then hook that around. Now on the outside of this claw, I'm going to curve out and then in towards the wrist. Now let's move in and draw in the body. So we're going to connect these 2 points with a large half circle, but we're going to leave 2 gaps on either side for the leg. So let's start on the left side. We're going to curve down and just pull that into right about there. I'm going to go to the right side and do the same thing. Curving down and then into right there. We're going to leave a little gap and just complete the half circle. Starting on the left, curve down, and then aiming towards the point on the right. Now let's draw on the inside of the leg. From this point, I'm going to step in slightly to create an overlap, curving out and then down. Do the same thing on the right side. Now from the outside, I'm going to curve down and just taper the leg so it gets narrower at the ankle. Starting on the left, curve down, and then just pull that into right about there to the same height. Now I'm going to overlap these 2 points with a straight line going across for the edge of the shoe. And then from the ends of the line, I'm just going to angle 2 short lines coming in and down. And then we're going to close off the end with a straight line. Let's do the same thing on the right. Now from the inside corner of the cuff, I'm going to curve in and then down towards the heel. Now we're going to round out the bottom of the foot. On the left side, we'll curve down, and we're going to pull that back up. And then from the toe, I'm going to curve the top of the foot in towards the bottom corner of the cuff. Now we're going to add a little sole along the bottom of the foot. So we're going to take this curve, stepping up. We're just going to duplicate that on both sides. Now we're going to add that detail to the top of the shoe. From this corner right here, we're going to angle down and in. We're going to step over to the front of the shoe, draw that same angled line. We're going to connect them with a slight curve. Now we're going to add 2 dots on the inside, one on the left and then one on the right. Let's do the same thing on the right side. From this corner, we're going to angle down and in. We're going to step over to the front of the foot, do the same thing. Now we're going to connect those 2 points with a curve. We're going to draw 2 dots on either side. Now we're going to add a stripe to the shoes. So halfway along this line, I'm going to curve in and down. About halfway along the cuff, I'm going to do the same curve, coming down towards the sole. Now we're going to do the same thing on the right. Curving down, and then underneath the cuff, down towards the sole. Now the last thing I'm going to do is add the symbol in the chest area here. So it's basically a curve from left to right, coming down in the middle, then back up. Now I'm going to connect those 2 points with a lower curve. Starting on the left, curve down, pull that back up on the right side, and that's pretty much it. There's Ugandan knuckles. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you subscribe and send me your requests in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.